Success Mantra is a program which features people, successful individuals from various walks of life. They are less known heroes who believe in their dreams and have conviction to live their full potential. Idols, icons, innovators who care to live every moment on their own terms.
Welcome to another episode of Success Mantra. And in these various episodes, we have been featuring accomplished people from various walks of life. Today, we have a very, very interesting guest who has done it all. Yeah. I'm really very happy and proud as a woman to be, kind of showcasing her because she has it all that a woman can do. So she is Papri Ray, and she has got 28 plus years of experience in corporate. She has been an entrepreneur, and her newfound passion is being a professor. So, welcome, Papri. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Sonali, and it's glad to be here with you with this wonderful, episode of Success Mantra.
Wonderful. So before we go ahead with our discussion, let's understand more about what really gives you that energy that you have in terms of handling all these various aspects of life, being a mother, being a professional, being an entrepreneur, and then like your art, which is totally displayed behind you, and most of which is your perfection of your hands, right? So just tell us how you handle this.
Okay. So, over the few decades of my life in the past, I have always followed the principle that success comes because of a long tenure of hard work, commitment, sincerity, and perseverance. And as I was just telling you a while back, when I become 55, I really want to look back at myself and think that I've done a spectrum of things, a spectrum of things instead of concentrating on one endeavor and being excelling in that. But I should look back and feel I've been a good human being. I've been a good artist. I've tried to be at least a good mother and a wife, and I've also ventured into professional and academic success. I've looked at music, I've looked at dance, I've looked at painting, murals, pottery, whatever. So whatever insights, that little bit of passion in me, I'm like a go-getter. So I just go after that. And usually I suffer from a constructive sense of dissatisfaction, which has always, pushed me to reach beyond my limits and boundaries and look for something which is new, something which is challenging. And ambition takes me there. In the words of Swami Vivekananda, when he says, "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached." So I'm always rising up and waking up every day. And fortunately or unfortunately, my goals keep changing. When the goal reaches a maturity level, I'm like, oh my God, this is done. I need to get going with something else. So that's how, I keep going in life.
Wow, that's like an amazing roller coaster ride, I would say, all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
So far, so good. Touch wood.
so far, so good. Good. All right. So this is fantastic. Like what we would also like to understand is which role do you like the best amongst all that you have played in terms of, art and creation. And then you have been an entrepreneur as well. And currently you're a professor. So tell us a little bit about these transitions and how you accomplished each one. How did you think? How did you, go about achieving these goals?
The one and only role that I've enjoyed thoroughly throughout my life, and I'm enjoying it more, all the more now, is the role of a mother.
Wow.
That's the only role that gives me immense content, and I like to hone my skills in that role more than all the roles that you portrayed so well.
Mhm.
So I think that's one thing which I really want to identify, transform amongst my inside me, and try to perfect it over a period of time. So saying that, my mind works like an Excel sheet. you know, typically. So I am a person who is very sincere, very committed, very focused onto what I do. And I think a large part of my success lies in my very, very detailed and very minute planning skills. So,
Mhm.
like most of my family or most of my corporate colleagues and my also my academic friends tell me, I do a lot of macro level and micro level planning. I
Mhm.
break down planning into plan A, plan B, plan C. You know, I was born a pessimist and I'm transformed into an optimist. Okay.
Wow.
So, my life and my mind works like an Excel sheet, as I said.
Mhm.
So, I have all the columns, all the rows and columns filled up with the various iterations that could happen in a perfect scenario or when scenarios go wrong. And
Okay.
then, the formula keeps populating up then and there. My entire mind kind of revolves like an algorithm. Like it or not, it really helps me. So if there's a problem situation or if there's a challenge ahead, I have that entire flow chart popping up at the back of my mind: if, then, where, how, else, etc.
Mhm.
I teach I've been professing a lot about how processes can be break down, how work can be broken down, how risk can be broken down. So while I train people on that and I talk to people about this, I practice it day and day in my personal life and my professional life almost every day.
Wow.
I'm a Six Sigma Master Black Belt.
Mhm.
I'm certified. I'm a PMP certified person. I've done my ITIL certification. And all that I've learned through these certifications are process reengineering, reducing defects, and getting onto a situation where can we bring down errors. Now, I try to bring down that error every day in my life. And one more important thing that I do very, very clearly is a deep introspection.
Mhm.
So I always accept the fact that while I'm yearning for perfection, I'm a basically imperfect person. So I'm very good at saying sorry.
Mhm.
I'm good at apologizing. I'm good at telling myself I messed up. I need to correct this then and there. So I think the fact that I accept my mistakes within myself and relentlessly pursue how to correct them, own them up, and do them correctly later on in future is something which gets me going. I learn from people who are younger than me. I learn from people who are not only older than me but younger than me as well. And I look at life like in a divergent and a convergent way,
Mhm.
which means I believe in putting my energy first into a divergent lens. So when I put my energy onto a divergent lens, when I'm going through a transition into a new role or a new game, it's a game for me.
Right.
uh, the rays diverge. So I have a spectrum of thoughts, I have ideas, I have views that come. I have this multifaceted phenomenon going on within me in a very passionate way,
Right.
trying to reach on to what else I can do.
Wow.
Having done that and having spread out my wings and having explored the domain that I want to explore now, I believe after the divergent lens to put a convergent lens. So beyond a time frame that is quickly decided by me in my so-called programmed mind, I put a convergent lens there, which converges all those rays onto the goal. And as I said, I'm extremely goal oriented. So there I focus, and that's how I go. Another important thing that I do is I believe that one should fail. Success never teaches us anything. I believe that after all these 3 decades that I've been 28 years in corporate, overlapping to 7 years plus in entrepreneurship, this is my 5th year in academia. I believe in the words of Winston Churchill that success is not final and failure is not fatal. So it is through failures that we learn about success. Uh, I believe that we should develop our mental strength at times when we sometimes want to give up. As you know, Abraham Lincoln was a person who moved the nation, a person who suffered from melancholy, a person who should be defined in today's modern world as a person who would be suffering from clinical depression, is the person who actually turned around the entire nation. So if we want to do it, we can do it. We just fall prey to our inner inhibitions. So I think rising above that, developing an endurance for things that can go wrong, enduring the possibilities of the fact that we may fail, I think that helps me a lot. And last but not the least, I love criticism. So if somebody were to criticize me and tell me, hey, this is something I don't think you can do, I think that's the trigger. So my life is all about triggers. So if you tell me I can't do it, I will like, oh my God, you did say that? I'll just go ahead and get that done. So all people have to do is criticize me, tell me that I'm not right, and I'll come back home and drink my cup of coffee and say, tomorrow morning I start working on this to reach whatever you told me I can't do. So I just love criticism. I love people who tell me I can't do it. I love people who want to pull me down strategically, intentionally, or unintentionally. So I think I would like to thank more than people who appreciate me, people who don't, because they made me what I am.
Wow. Okay. So I'm already overwhelmed with that, amazing marathon of various ideas in terms of goal accomplishments. And what is interesting is that in spite of doing so well in each of your professions, you have gone on to, kind of constantly chase various goals as well as qualifications. So very curious to know that what is this desire in you that triggers you in terms of acquiring more and more, kind of certifications, degrees, and making yourself, like cross every barrier that comes your way through some kind of a qualification which can really help you. And the second part of the question is, do you really feel that this is one of the fundamental requirements in terms of achieving your goals, that it has helped you and it can help others likewise?
Yeah, so from my young days, I have been very academically inclined. So basically, I think I am from National Public School Indiranagar, never stood,
No
and
one.
always, trying to, do well in studies.
Mhm,
I have also done my engineering in electronics, my MBA in marketing.
mhm,
I did my MS in business performance from UK, and I'm
mhm.
presently pursuing my PhD in supply chain.
Wow.
At the age of 50 plus, I suddenly decided that I need to do my PhD. And I think my pursuit for knowledge is because of my passion to learn. I think I want to learn new things every other day. Even having reached 50 at the moment, I feel the world is lying there for me to discover and unravel a lot of more things that I already know.
Mhm.
And I believe that I should still go ahead and start studying and understanding these things more. So that is what keeps me going. Professionally, over the last 28 years, I was in BPL for a few years. Then I was in Wipro as head of professional services division operations and quality. I moved on to HP. Philips, I was after BPL, I was in Philips. I was, kind of taking care of supply chain there, logistics, customer care, etc. So I spent a lot of time in Philips. Moved on to Wipro, as I said, and those are the roles I did in Wipro. Moved on to HP. I was my last corporate role was as the assistant vice president of global quality and transformation. Now, while I talked about transformation there, I realized that I need to transform everybody who comes around me. So, whether it is people who work under me, people who I'm teaching, people who I'm coaching, I believe I want to build that thing inside them to pursue knowledge, to pursue things that they don't know. And if I embark upon a journey where I believe that I don't know, then I can learn more. If I always believe that I know something because I've achieved so many certifications, then I wouldn't be able to learn. In today's era, unlike mine, students are running after certifications. I too tell my students, I'm a professor of lean operations and systems at Christ University, Bangalore. This is my 5th year. And I used to tell my colleagues or my juniors who worked with me when I was the assistant vice president at HP, and I tell my students now, uh, certifications are not enough. It is only one side of the story. What lies is what lies in the field. If you don't want to find out where the rubber hits the road, or if you do not want to wet your hands and start from scratch and try to understand things and get down to the muddy waters, or just go and jump onto the river where you cannot swim, you wouldn't learn to swim at all.
True.
So while certifications is one part of the game, which students are pursuing a lot these days, and so much so it's required. When they want to go in for an interview, they have to show this list of certificates which they have, which probably you and me didn't want to. We were more inclined and more passionate about our profession.
Yeah.
So I think a quick balance between certifications and acquisition of knowledge, plus the hands-on that they want to experience in the field, is what will keep students or keep young professionals going in life.
Wow. Yeah, very well said, because oftentimes I see that, people just feel that, okay, if I have this degree, this certification, this credential, life is sorted. After that, it's like a bed of roses, right? So it's nice to see that you are one of the only, I guess, what should I say, corporate person who has come up and said that yes, it is important to ensure that you are doing the practice as well, as in you are seeing the practical world, how it looks, what it feels, and what's going on there. So blend of this is the best way to ensure that your career really takes off
Absolutely.
well. So
There are many people I've sent on customer sites abroad, and very very highly qualified individuals from very very qualified institutions, and the
true.
customer rejects them when we send them on site,
Mhm.
not only because of the fact that they have very theoretical knowledge which they have not bothered to apply anywhere, and
Absolutely.
more importantly, what I would like to say is attitude is something which is more important than aptitude.
True.
So if the attitude is correct, then we can bring about the aptitude very, very clearly. So
Right.
I think the next generation specifically needs to concentrate more on attitude than aptitude.
Very true. Very true. Because we definitely always look at the CV for skills and degrees, and we hire them, and then they are fired because of some attitudinal issues. So yeah, it's very very critical that these aspects are kept in mind, especially by youngsters. So Papri, one more thing in this entire journey, in your professional as well as personal, it's interspersed with a lot of changes. So once again, for the benefit of the audience, if you could also share that, um, corporate is a great place to be in, and everyone aspires to be there, right? And you were doing tremendously well in terms of your track record, in terms of the various organizations, multinationals that you work for. And I didn't know that at some point in time we would have crossed roads in HP, because even I was in HP, right? So
Oh, wow.
so wonderful to see all this, yet you decided to kind of resort to the academia while you are progressing in age and experience and expertise. In fact, when you say 50, I can't just believe it, because you still look like a school going, college
Yeah,
going,
thank you.
between school and college going person. So, what was this motivation to do a startup and then come into academia?
Okay, I think thank you very much for that question, Shonali. I think, well, as I said earlier, I have the sense of dissatisfaction that I suffer from when things become very, very perfect.
Mm,
So when I was in a corporate, after about say let's say close to 28 years, every day I got up in the morning, I felt I was kind of, oh my God, I'm just doing the probably the same
same
thing over
thing.
and over again, different functions, different roles, different designations. So I'm the assistant vice president, I'll become the vice president after a couple of years, so on and so forth. Another important thing that disturbed me at that point of time was I am a type of person who likes to always get out of my comfort zone. Many people in my corporate life had told me that, oh my God, you're so well settled in this role. You're doing absolutely great. I mean, there was a time when one of my bosses told me, and there was this role in operations. Usually in my days, supply chain management and operations weren't roles that women usually take. Women
True.
took different other roles. So whenever there was this group photo to be taken nationally or across India and APAC, then I'd be the only woman standing there on that group photo, and people wondered what exactly is this lady doing here. Okay, she should be
Nice.
out there some other place, maybe HR, marketing, I don't know where, but what is she doing in operations? And as I told you, you just have to tell me I'm not fit here, and there I'll prove myself. So this boss of mine actually, there was his role in divisional operations in Wipro, if I remember, and he sat in a board meeting where the DSO of a particular division was very, very bad. And I was at that time a part of Six Sigma initiatives. I was heading global quality projects, and he said, let's put Papri on the job. So the entire board said that why put her on the job? She has no damn experience about this particular role. She's never done it before. And so my boss said that it's if she has not done a role before, it's the best place to put her in, because she will go out of her way. The moment you put her out of a comfort zone, she will just go out and learn everything and get going. She will come up with out of the box innovative ideas, which people who are in repetitive roles and doing the same job over and over again would not. And she's the one who would like to go to the she'd like to take up the battle, even not wondering whether she's going to lose the war or not. So she'll do
Sure.
that. Trust me, I was very, very skeptical, and but I believed in the instincts of my boss. And that year, I faced a lot of opposition. I think because of I being the only person in operations, heading divisional operations of a big division. But I worked very hard with a team of only men. And trust me, I did that. That year was the lowest, was the year where the performance was the greatest in that particular division. DSO was the lowest. So, even not knowing that function in totality, I took up the assignment to transform myself and transform the division. So, I believe every day is an opportunity.
True.
Every day is an opportunity. I think it's an opportunity to go closer to the perfection that we seek. I think every day is an opportunity to say that I'm sorry, I made these mistakes, I want to give myself another chance. Every day is an opportunity to pick up those threads that I left that I left lying about everywhere, tying up things and going ahead. So I think the joy lies in falling down and getting up. So so in every transition that I've taken, like I said, I woke up one morning and I just told myself, I just want to leave this corporate job and start entrepreneurship, because I want to be my own boss. Because now in the morning, I don't want to be reviewed by anybody else. I want to do things on my own. I want to take that clay in my hand and mold it on my own, make my own mistakes and learn. It's been long years of doing the same thing and reporting to people across various organizations. That was my transition to entrepreneurship. I was thinking about it for 6 months. And for 6 months, I was suffering from inertia to be able to go and do it. And then I realized I just have to do it one fine morning. So it was a comfort zone. I had a very high pay packet as the assistant vice president, going to be the vice president next year. I had the highest appraisal ratings that year. And my boss was shell shocked when I called him up in the morning and said, I hereby resign. Okay, so, and of course, he wanted me to be retained as a consultant after that, which I did for a while. But that was the bug that stings me all the time. So I went into entrepreneurship. Having spent some time over there, what happens is then that became my comfort zone. And then I started looking for what else makes me uncomfortable.
True.
So what else makes me uncomfortable was a search that I started doing. And I realized my passion lies in academia. So I thought, why not go out and try something in academia and do something which can bridge the gap between for the young generation, because there's a lot of gap between what they study in colleges and
True.
what they do actually in the field. So between industry and academia, there's a huge gap. So that was something which motivated me. So I went ahead. And after entering academia, somebody somewhere in some meeting said, people coming from corporate may not be good for research. Okay, so quite a wrong statement to say to the wrong person.
Yeah.
And today I have 18 articles published in international journals. I have published also an article in the last couple of years in a Scopus ABDCA journal, which is among the top 5% journals in the world. So
Wow.
coming from corporate, I ventured into academia and tried my hands in research. And of course, okay, still doing my PhD. Hopefully, touch wood, I'd be able to get my doctorate soon. But yes, so it's like getting into something which you don't know.
Wow, that's a fantastic, way to really constantly learn and keep yourself absolutely sharp on all the different kinds of skills that you can pick up. So, what's next for Papri Ray?
Okay, so I think I would probably continue in this. Presently I'm also doing my consultancy role in my organization, my own entrepreneurship organization, where we do a lot of consultancy on business process reengineering. So that particular aspect is still continuing. I haven't given that up with my academic pursuit of as a professor at Christ. But yes, as I said, that for whatever reasons, PhD doing a PhD has given me a platform to pursue research. So I take it at that. Hopefully, God willing, I'd be able to complete my PhD in some time. And somewhere down the line, I would park aside academia and go ahead and start writing books the way you do. And you've inspired me so much, Sonali. So I'd probably think of myself getting into more of research, publishing more articles. I would like to work on behavioral aspects of people
Awesome.
and move out into areas where, as I said, attitudinal issues affect our performances in personal and professional endeavors. So that's an area I want to research on, start writing books, and go back, after another 5 years to something which I've lost out in life. I forgot all about my painting, all about my pottery, all about my murals, all about my music and dance. So I'm a trained Kathak dancer. I've done my Nritya Prabhakar in Kathak. I've done my
Wow.
Sangeet Visharat in Hindustani classic and Tagore songs. And somewhere in the last 1.5 decades, I do not remember the last time I performed my dance or I even sang a song. So I think that is what I want to get back to, because still find out whether I can do something more in that area.
Wow.
So that's the
Excellent.
plan ahead. And another
Awesome.
important thing which I feel I have not done is I probably have not given back to the world what the world has given me. So I would like to work for social causes. Maybe I would like to work towards mentoring and bringing up students who are actually below the poverty line or who are not able to afford certain kind of professional support that we give to the esteemed universities where we work.
True.
So that is one thought that I have at the back of my mind.
Wow, that's like tremendous. It's kind of what should I say? It's a dream come true for me because when it comes to writing books, I would love to co-author a book with you, and
Wonderful. That'd be
like
such
your
a pleasure.
passion and your perfection, and of course the kind of other side of the brain that you bring to the table, I think will be a great blend. And on the
I,
mentoring
I
side,
would really look forward to that.
absolutely. And on the mentoring side, I think I've already discussed with you. We would definitely like to leverage you as a mentor for not only our corporate folks, but also for the various initiatives that we do with academia. So, looking forward to that journey together.
I'd be really glad to do that, Sonali. I think this is
Wonderful.
one thing at this stage of my life. I'd be really happy to share what I've learned and try to help and see if I can be of some use to the next gen.
Wonderful. Awesome. So,